Alright guys, I'm doing a long-awaited video collection update. It's been a while since I've done one. I've got a new snake that I have to show you. Some of the neonates or hatchlings that I had have grown up, gotten bigger. I could also show you the rats as well. So yeah, this is my room that I have them in. Some of you have already seen it already. It's got some shelving up here, and over here are the rats. Just a small walk-in closet. I was able to fit everything in, so it works well. So first up, I'm going to show you, this is my albino male that I have right here. I have him on newspaper just because he's been breeding with my het albino girls. He's around 1,200 grams, 1,300 grams. So yeah, he's getting fairly big. I don't really want to get him to get any bigger than this, so this is a good weight for him. I want him, I don't want him to get too big, too lazy as a breeder. So he's been bred to these two girls down here. This is a 7-slot Animal Plastics CB70 rack with the V70 tubs. So right here, I got this girl. She's around 1,600 grams. She's been bred to my albino male. She's het albino herself. So this is her. I've witnessed around 6 locks between him and her. It's pretty much equaled out. He's had 6 locks with her, and then 6 locks with this girl right here, who's also het albino. So maybe later on I'll get something, a clutch or two. I'm not quite sure. These girls, this is their first year breeding, so they might have reabsorbed. I thought I was feeling follicles earlier in the breeding season, but I could have been mistaken. I'm not very good at palpating, so we'll see what happens. He's still locking up. I think he locked up last time about 2 weeks ago. And these girls are still feeding intermittently, so we'll see what happens. It'd be nice to get a clutch, but if not, I'll just raise them up for next season. This right here is my het pied girl. She's getting nice and big. She's right at the same weight as these two girls up here, but she's actually a year younger, so she's putting on some nice weight. She's going to be nice and big by the time I breed her this coming season with my pied male, so I should be getting pieds in the near future. She's around 1,500 grams right now, so I'm excited for her. She's putting on weight very well. Alright, this guy you've seen. This is my pastel yellow belly male. He's good looking. The camera doesn't really pick up the oranges on him or any of my pastels, which is really, it's kind of disappointing, but he's pretty good looking. Really orange, so you can tell the yellow belly infusion, like right in here where his yellows are, and he's not as browned out. It's really orange, but can't see it all that well. So he'll be bred to probably my pastel. Maybe another girl that I just got that I'll show you in a little bit, but she's going to have to grow up a little bit. So I got a lot of options, which is pretty cool. Right here, this is my pastel girl. If you remember from my other videos, she's getting nice and big. She's right around 600 grams. So that's good, and she's holding her color really well. She's nice and light, really orange too, but like I said, you can't see it all that well. But yeah, I'm excited for her. She's looking pretty good, especially even where they tend to brown out on top. She's still really, it's like a really light brown. And her oranges and her yellows along the side here are just phenomenal. So she should make some really nice babies. Alright, so we're going to move on to this smaller rack. This girl right here you saw last as a hatchling. Now she's a little bigger, neonate size. This is my vanilla girl. She's getting nice and big too. You could tell with Vanilla, she looks normal, but I mean, when you put her up against a normal, you can tell definitely lighter in color. Not quite fire, but still lighter. And then there's that head fading that you can see as well. A lot of normals have it. A lot of snakes have that head fading, but it's typical for Vanillas to have it. Without it, they most likely not Vanilla. And that'll lighten up as she sheds too and gets older as well. So really nice girl. Got big plans for her to just throw her into everything. Vanillas are really big right now, especially with the vanilla creams, black pastel vanilla creams, so I'm really excited for her. Put her back. Alright, this next tub is my pied male. This guy is getting nice and big. Holding his color really well still too. He's still, when I got him, he was a lighter kind of pied, which was really nice. And he's higher white. He's probably 60, I'd say 60-70% white. He's kind of going away, but still a really nice looking animal. Really excited for him, what the future holds, so I should make some nice animals from him. And he's going elsewhere right now. I'll go put him back. All my neonates are in 32 quart tubs right now, which works well. Some of them I put hides or crumpled up newspaper to make them smaller, but all my feeding responses are really good, so I don't really find the need to give them too many hides or put them in smaller tubs. If I noticed they weren't eating as well, I would definitely downsize. So right here, see, he's got some crumpled up newspaper. What I do when they're shedding and I'm having humidity issues, I'll either use a humidifier or I'll crumple up this newspaper and spray it with water, get it nice and wet, and just put it in their tub, and it holds humidity really well. And that's what I use to help them shed out sometimes. But this is my fire boy. You can't really see him that well. I mean, he's deep in shed. If you can see, he's in the blue, so we'll leave him alone a little bit, but got big plans for him. My pastel female, my vanilla female. So good things to come. They're growing up nicely. This girl I just got about a month ago, so she just came out of quarantine. She's in this big tub, but she's still great feeding response. If anybody can notice, she is a yellow belly. I got her from Rich Schlosser over at in Tinley Park, actually, at the NARBC show. She's right around 150-200 grams, getting nice and big. A little bit smaller than the vanilla girl, but still, I'm really excited for her. With my pastel yellow belly male I can make pastel ivories, and yellow belly gene in general. There's a lot going on with it, so to have a yellow belly female is really advantageous right now. So I eventually needed to get one, so I just saw one. It was a good price, and I pulled the trigger. So I'm excited for her. Plus, I like any of the, white, solid color snakes, so that's really cool too. And lastly, this is my black pastel female. She's about the same size as that pastel female I showed you, right around 600 grams, just pounding food. Really nice. So I might try and pair her up with my pied male. Who knows? Go for that panda. It's super cool. It'd be really cool to produce one. No one has up to this point, in my understanding, in terms of a black pastel. So they've done it with cinnamon, from what I understand. But it's still really cool. I like the black pastel gene a lot. Those darker morphs, especially when you mix it in with hypo and everything, is just insane. Alright, so that's my ball python collection. I also have a Hog Island boa in the other room. I'm not going to show you in this video, but I will eventually get to it. These are my rats. As you've seen in my other videos, this is a 5-slot rodent breeding rack. One thing that I started to do, actually, to cut down on the smell, if anyone has ever heard of this or thought of it, I started putting a little bit of baking soda in with their bedding. I'm using Aspen bedding, and it really cuts down on the smell so far. I just sprinkle a little bit in, not too much, but a decent amount, and on my breeders especially, and it works well. Haven't had any issues with it coating the babies or anything when I'm feeding, so it's been working really well. I got some more breeders in here. I've got about like 1.4 in here, I think, so it's working really well. Let's see, I got a big pregnant hairless female in here right now. You can see her belly. She's getting nice and big. She's ready to pop within this week. So I've got more pinks coming. I've got pinks right here. There's mom on them. It's about 13, I think. So yeah, this is what I have going on, guys. Hopefully I'll have a few clutches later on this summer. If not, there's always next year. They're young girls, so we'll see what happens. But if you guys have any questions, or you want to see something, or you want to, see how something's done, just let me know. And yeah, stay tuned. There'll be more videos to come.